For over a century, its forward-looking technology and trailblazing inventions have made history. A company with worldwide activities. Automotive technology. Safer, cleaner, more economical. Bosch's core competency is focused on the vision of a better car. Industrial technology. Bosch Rexroth continuously expands its market share. On the great stages of the world, for example, precise drive and control systems work quietly in the background of major productions. Clinical cleanliness is a vitally important factor for patients. Bosch is the market leader in the field of pharmaceutical packaging technology and also maintains a firm position in the food and confectionery industry. With strong brands like Bosch, Skill and Dremel, Bosch power tools are dependable partners for home hobbyists and the craft trades. And in the household too, Bosch has been making everyday life pleasanter for decades. The joint venture Bosch Siemens Household Appliances is the European market leader in the electrical household appliances field. With its brands Bosch, Junkers, Vulcano, Wooster, Radson and Buderus, Bosch is one of the world's most important manufacturers of heating units and boilers. Bosch earns nearly 3/4 of its revenues outside of Germany. Our most important capital in all of this is our workforce. Today, more than 225,000 employees in 91 countries contribute to the success of our company. Stuttgart, Germany, November 15, 1886. With a starting capital of only 10,000 marks, the 25-year-old Robert Bosch decided to establish his own company, the Precision Engineering and Electrical Technology Workshop. The young entrepreneur handled his first orders regularly by bicycle, a fairly unusual vehicle at the time. At the beginning, the young company kept its head above water with electrical installation and repair work on small mechanical and electrical parts. But it didn't take long before a new vehicle, the car, ushered in the company's rapid advancement. "That really takes the prize," said Robert Bosch in 1902, congratulating his young engineer Gottlob Honold. Honold had developed the high-voltage magneto with a spark plug. As early as 1897, Bosch had succeeded in installing a magneto in a Didion Bouton motorcycle. The 1903 Gordon Bennett race. Belgian Camille Genatzi was the winner, of course with Bosch magneto ignition. Genatzi became the model for the legendary Bosch advertising with the Red Devil. Count Zeppelin's airships. Here too Bosch was on board. The engines of the Zeppelins were equipped with the company's magneto ignition. The young company was soon bursting at the seams. New plant buildings went up in Stuttgart and neighboring Feuerbach. In 1898, Bosch opened its first representative office in England. There followed further branch offices in other European countries. In 1906, the company extended its activities across the Atlantic. New York was the headquarters of the first American Bosch agency. To this day, the North American area is still Bosch's largest distribution market. The product palette grew. In the autumn of 1913, Bosch became the first automotive equipment supplier to put a complete electrical system on the market. Magneto with spark plugs, headlights, dynamo, and cutout relay. The Bosch horn was the big sensation at the 1921 Berlin Automobile Exhibition. That same year, Bosch began systematically building up an area-wide customer service organization, the so-called Bosch Services. Independent contract workshops sold Bosch products, installed them, and, if necessary, did the repair jobs. As early as 1913, Bosch was earning 88% of its revenue outside Germany. This made the consequences of the two world wars all the more devastating. Offices and plants in enemy territory were dispossessed. In the hail of bombs during World War II, large sections of the home front factories went up in flames. Once again, the company lost international sites and agencies. During both World Wars, Bosch supplied automotive and aircraft equipment. When thousands of employees were called to the front, it soon caused a shortage of qualified workers. To meet government munitions stipulations, prisoners of war and forced laborers had to be put to work. At the same time, however, Bosch supported the resistance against the Nazi regime. With the knowledge and support of the Bosch management, Karl Goerdeler organized a resistance group centered on Stuttgart. Its activities came to a head in the failed attempt to assassinate Adolf Hitler on July 20th, 1944. Hans Walz, Robert Bosch's successor, was involved in saving many Jews from the Nazi terror. Many years later, the State of Israel honored him with the Yad Vashem title, Righteous Man of the Peoples. Robert Bosch did not live to witness the destruction of his plant facilities. He died on March 12, 1942, at the age of 80. Following his death, Hans Walz assumed the management of the firm. With only 800 employees, he went to work rebuilding the company. In the 1950s, he rapidly guided Bosch to a grand revival. Over the following decades, the corporation continued to grow internationally as well, and in new business divisions. At the 1933 Leipzig Spring Fair, Bosch surprised the industry and its consumers with the refrigerator. What was the car pioneer doing, however, suddenly building refrigerators? In 1927, the diesel injection pump was a worldwide success. Yet Bosch recognized the danger of one-sided concentration on the automotive field. With the Forfex hair-cutting machine, Bosch produced its first power tool. In 1929, Bosch got into television technology as a co-founder of the Fernseh company. The takeover of the radio manufacturer Ideal, later Blaupunkt, came about in 1932. In many areas, Bosch was well ahead of its time. In 1952, Bosch's first fuel injection pump was ready for series production. In 1967 came the first electronic fuel injection system. In the 1970s, Blaupunkt engineers were working on the next revolutionary development, a traffic guidance system called Ali, and 20 years later, the satellite navigation system Travel Pilot. In 1978, the ABS anti-lock braking system went into series production. Today, ASR, the traction control system, and ESP, the electronic stability program, contribute to a distinct reduction of accident risks. I was never in favor of placating my workforce with all kinds of charitable beneficence and alms. On the contrary, I considered it more appropriate to pay my employees a decent wage and to treat them not with condescension from on high, but as contractual partners with equal rights. Early in my activities, in 1906, I introduced the 8-hour day in my company because I considered it the most economical practice and the one most suitable to preserving human working strength. It was always an unbearable thought for me that someone testing one of my products might prove that I had done inferior work. This is why I always tried only to release work that could withstand any objective examination. Work that, so to speak, was always the best of the best. Robert Bosch, the perfectionist. During the First World War, Robert Bosch donated the profits from his munitions business to charity. With the establishment of the Robert Bosch Hospital in Stuttgart on the occasion of his 75th birthday, Robert Bosch saw the fulfillment of a long-cherished wish. In his last will and testament, written in 1937, Robert Bosch secured the continuation of his company and the future of his employees. At the same time, he saw to it that his charitable efforts would continue as he envisioned them. Today, the Robert Bosch Foundation owns 92% of the company, using corporate profits for charitable purposes. Every day, thousands of Bosch scientists, engineers, and technicians worldwide are working on the development of new products and systems, as well as innovative manufacturing processes. Once every working hour, Bosch registers a patent.
У меня накопились проблемы с машиной. Поможете?
Разумеется, сударыня. Это наша работа.
С ней все будет в порядке?
Конечно, не беспокойтесь. Кстати, у нас в кафе делают неплохой эспрессо.
Они всегда так волнуются за свои машины. А вдруг мы что-нибудь забудем проверить или перепутаем? Убеждать клиентов, что это невозможно, Нет. Лучше один раз все увидеть самому. Сейчас мы расскажем, что же происходит с автомобилем в ремонтной зоне сервисного центра Bosch, пока вы отдыхаете в нашем кафе.
Это пост активной приемки. За несколько минут станет ясно, в каком состоянии подвеска и тормоза вашего автомобиля. Нет ли увода колес, каков коэффициент сцепления с дорогой.
Информация выводится на дисплей в виде лаконичных пиктограмм и цифровых значений. Даже самая мелкая неисправность не скроется от диагностического комплекса. А к чему могут привести проблемы с ходовой частью, лучше и не говорить.
Так, что тут у нас? Пожалуй, пора поменять передние тормозные колодки и задние амортизаторы. Но сначала проверим, как обстоят дела с фарами вашего автомобиля.